There's a harsh truth about attraction that most men never want to admit. The harder you chase a woman, the faster she runs away. If you've ever poured your heart out, showered a woman with attention, only to watch her pull back, you know this painful reality. As the legendary seducer Casanova once said, "Be the flame, not the moth." In other words, stop fluttering desperately around her light and become the light that draws her in. Why does chasing repel the very person you desire most? It's not that women are heartless or enjoy playing games. It's because attraction follows unspoken laws that have remained consistent since ancient times. These laws reward confidence and strength and punish desperation and neediness. They favor the man who stands firm like a king and exile the man who grovels like a beggar. Society has long taught men that they must pursue women relentlessly, buy her flowers, compliment her constantly, prove you're willing to do anything for her. You've been told that the key to winning her heart is to never give up the chase. But what if this conventional wisdom is not just wrong, but the exact opposite of the truth? What if every overeager text, every unnecessary apology, every time you put her on a pedestal is actually diminishing her attraction to you? For the man who wants to truly command a woman's respect and desire, there are 5 fundamental rules to follow. Master these 5 principles, and you'll find women drawn to you naturally, without you having to chase at all. Rule number 1, stop chasing. Value yourself as highly as you want her to value you. The first rule is simple, but it's where most men fail. Attraction cannot be forced by chasing, it is earned by self-respect. When you chase a woman, constantly showering her with attention and bending over backwards for her, you broadcast a clear message. My time and dignity mean nothing compared to you. You put her on a throne and place yourself at her feet. But a man who doesn't chase sends the opposite message. My time is valuable, my life is full, and I only welcome those who add to it. This is the principle of scarcity and value at work. People inevitably value what is rare and hard to obtain. Think about it. Exclusive clubs don't beg you to come. Luxury brands don't flood you with discounts. Their value is assumed, not pleaded for. Similarly, a man who values himself acts like a luxury item in limited supply, not a bargain bin trinket available to anyone. If you make yourself too available, replying to her texts in seconds at any hour, always being free to see her at a moment's notice, canceling your plans just to accommodate her, you inadvertently signal that you have nothing else of value in your life. And if you act like you have no value, why should she think any differently? Psychologists even describe a concept called the principle of least interest. In any relationship, the person who needs the other the least holds the most power. By chasing, you put yourself in the weaker position, the one down on his knees hoping to be chosen. It triggers an almost primal reaction in the woman. If you're so eager to secure her, there must be a reason you struggle to find someone. Your desperation becomes unattractive, a sign that perhaps you lack the qualities worth a woman's pursuit. On the other hand, when you project that you are perfectly fine with or without her, when you choose her but don't need her, it creates a powerful dynamic. She senses that you're a man on equal footing, a man who isn't looking for someone to complete his empty life, but inviting her to join a life that's already whole. The irony is that when you stop frantically chasing, you often find women start to notice you more. By not constantly seeking her validation, you come across as confident and in control. Instead of orbiting around her hoping for approval, you become the sun at the center of your own world. If she wants to be part of your universe, she will have to put in effort too. And that mutual investment is where real attraction grows. Value yourself, and she will value you. This is the foundation upon which all other attraction is built. Rule number 2, lead, don't plead. Confidence and initiative trump insecurity. Being respectful to a woman doesn't mean becoming a passive puppy dog who has no preferences or opinions. Women are drawn to men who can take the lead with confidence. This doesn't imply being controlling or domineering. It means being decisive and assured. Too many men, in an effort to be liked, fall into a pattern of constant acquiescence. Whatever you want is fine. If it pleases you, I'll do it. They think endless niceness and compliance will win her over, but it actually has the opposite effect. When you always defer and never assert, you unintentionally burden her with all the responsibility, and you showcase a lack of backbone. Picture this scenario. A man asks a woman out. He says, "We can do anything you want. You pick. I'm up for whatever you decide." He believes he's being accommodating, a true gentleman, but all she feels is the pressure of making the decisions and a subtle disappointment that he has no plan of his own. Contrast that with a man who says, "Let's meet at 7 p.m. this Friday. I found a great little Italian place I think you'll love. I'll make the reservation." In this case, he isn't bossing her around. He's leading. He's showing confidence and initiative, providing an experience for her to join. If she has other preferences, a confident man can handle that too with grace, but at least he's not making her do all the work of figuring out what to do. Decisiveness is attractive because it signals competence. Throughout history, women have gravitated towards men who could make tough decisions and take action, traits that in the past meant survival and security. In modern times, decisiveness simply shows that you know what you want and you aren't afraid to go after it. A man who can calmly take charge of planning a date telegraphs that he can handle larger challenges as well. It allows her to relax and trust your direction, rather than feeling like she has to lead you. On the flip side, a man who is constantly asking, "Is this okay? Do you mind if we do this?" about every little thing, may think he's being polite, but he ends up coming across as lacking confidence. Women do not want to mother a grown man or feel like they're dragging you through the relationship. They want an equal, or better yet, a man who inspires trust by the way he carries himself and guides the interaction. When you speak, speak with clarity and purpose. When you make plans, own them. When you have an opinion, express it respectfully. This tells her that you're secure in yourself. Crucially, leading with confidence is not about ignoring her wishes or dominating her. It's about showing you can handle things. If she sees you can take charge in small ways, she'll feel safer with you in general. She'll respect you as someone who can steer the ship through calm and storm. By leading instead of pleading, you set yourself apart from the legions of men who try to earn love by being overly agreeable and indecisive. True confidence, the kind that makes you initiate and take responsibility, is magnetic. It invites her into your world, instead of forcing her to carry the weight of every decision. And a woman who respects your leadership is far more likely to feel attracted to you on a deeper level. Rule number 3. Keep her guessing. Mystery sparks intrigue. In the early stages of attraction, too much transparency can actually hurt you. Many well-meaning men make the mistake of treating a first or second date like a confessional or a job interview. They think that by laying out their entire life story, every hope, fear, and dream, they'll prove they're an open, honest guy worthy of her affection. But the truth is, revealing everything about yourself too soon kills intrigue. Attraction needs some air of mystery to breathe. Think of getting to know someone as reading a great novel. If the first chapter spills the entire plot and ending, why continue reading? Likewise, if on your first few encounters you bombard her with every detail of your past relationships, your family drama, your 5-year plan, and your daily routine, you leave no chapters for her to discover later. You become a story she's already heard, instead of one she can't wait to unfold. Mystery doesn't mean lying or pretending to be someone you're not. It means revealing yourself gradually, in layers over time. Share enough to connect and be genuine, but withhold enough to remain intriguing. Maybe you mention you traveled for a year after college, but you don't yet divulge every adventure you had. Let those stories come out naturally later. Or, if she asks about your job, You give a confident summary, but save the in-depth career war stories for when you're more comfortable. By pacing your self-disclosure, you create anticipation. She will look forward to discovering more about you, which keeps her engaged. Beyond personal history, unpredictability also plays a role. Human beings are wired to find unpredictable rewards more enticing than those that are guaranteed. In psychology, it's known that a reward that comes variably, sometimes a lot, sometimes a little, sometimes unexpected, triggers stronger excitement than one that's always the same. In dating, this means you shouldn't establish a monotonous pattern of behavior. For example, instead of texting her "good morning" every single day like clockwork, which quickly turns into routine obligation, text her spontaneously when you actually have something to say or share. Surprise her now and then with a thoughtful message or a plan, but not on a rigid schedule. When your attention and affection come in unpredictable, genuine waves, each instance feels more special. She can't quite predict when the next sweet gesture or interesting reveal will come, and that uncertainty keeps you on her mind. Keep in mind, mystery only works if there's substance behind it. This isn't about manufacturing an empty persona and saying, "I don't want to talk about that," to every question. It's about understanding timing and context. Intimacy is built over time, not in a single flood of information. By letting her gradually see your depth, your humor, your values, your stories, you make each new revelation a rewarding experience. She will associate you with a feeling of discovery and excitement rather than a predictable routine. In short, don't be an open book that's read in one sitting. Be a captivating novel that she can't put down, chapter after chapter. Rule number 4. Master your emotions. Stay cool and unshakable. Few things are more attractive to a woman than a man who is calm, composed, and in control of himself. Life is full of little frustrations and unexpected challenges, especially in dating, and your reactions to those moments reveal everything about your emotional strength. Nothing kills attraction faster than a man who falls apart at the slightest provocation. If you get angry over a teasing comment, panic when she doesn't text back for an hour, or sulk because she rescheduled a date, you're broadcasting insecurity and lack of emotional discipline. Women often, consciously or not, test a man's emotional stability. She might playfully poke at you to see if you get defensive, show up late to gauge your patience, or mention that another guy flirted with her just to watch your reaction. These are not necessarily cruel mind games. Often, she's not even fully aware she's doing it. It's an instinctual way of asking, is this man secure in himself? Can he handle it if things don't go perfectly? If your response is to blow up, whine, or melt down, the answer is clear, and it's not attractive. Emotional mastery means you feel everything, but you choose your response. It's not about being a robot with no emotions. It's about being the pilot of your emotions, not a passenger. When something annoying or disappointing happens, take a breath and respond with intention, not impulse. If she's late, instead of scolding or snapping, make a light joke or simply adjust and carry on with the date. If she cancels plans, you say, "No worries, let's reschedule whenever works for you," and you mean it. And in the meantime, you happily go about your own evening. If she doesn't text back quickly, you assume she's busy and you continue with your life without anxiety. This steady composure shows her that your happiness isn't a fragile thing she has to manage. Imagine a man who remains cool under pressure. When traffic is jammed, he doesn't rage at the steering wheel. When a waiter messes up his order, he smiles and politely asks for the correction. When faced with a flirty comment about her ex or some other guy, he just smirks and maybe says, "He must not know how lucky I am," showing quiet confidence instead of jealousy. That man's vibe is incredibly reassuring. It tells a woman, this is someone who won't crumble when life gets tough. And that sense of reliability and strength is deeply appealing. To cultivate this, you have to build inner security. It ties back to rule number 1. If your sense of self-worth isn't dependent on any one woman, you won't be thrown off by small things. The goal is to enjoy her presence, but not be emotionally wrecked by her absence or by minor conflicts. As an old philosophy says, prefer, but do not need. You might prefer that things go a certain way, but you don't need them to. You might want her affection, but you don't require it to be okay. This mindset lets you remain respectful and kind even when you're upset, rather than lashing out or falling apart. Over time, consistently keeping your cool earns a woman's trust and respect. She realizes she doesn't have to walk on eggshells or constantly reassure you. She can relax in your presence because you're steady no matter what. And when a woman feels safe and understood, rather than burdened by a man's fragile ego, her attraction grows. Emotional mastery is essentially self-mastery, and women know that a man who can master himself can probably handle just about anything else life throws at him. Rule number 5. Set boundaries. You teach others how to treat you. The final rule is one that nice guys notoriously struggle with: having standards and enforcing them. A lot of men think that to keep a woman happy, they must tolerate anything and never push back. She shows up an hour late, and he laughs it off. She cancels on him repeatedly at the last minute, and he says, "It's okay, I understand," every time. She flirts with other men in front of him, and he pretends not to care just to avoid seeming jealous or controlling. In his mind, he's being the easygoing, accepting partner. But to her, he's communicating one thing: this man has no self-respect, and I can walk all over him. Boundaries are essential in any healthy relationship. A boundary is not about controlling the other person. It's about controlling what you will accept or not accept. It's drawing a line that says, if you act in X way, I will not continue engaging in this situation. For example, if she constantly belittles you or makes cruel jokes at your expense, a boundary might be, I won't stay in a relationship where I'm disrespected. If it continues, I'm going to walk away. Or, if she has a habit of texting exes flirtatiously, a boundary could be, I'm not comfortable with ongoing flirty conversations with ex-partners. If that keeps happening, I can't see a future for us. Notice, you're not telling her what to do. You're telling her what you will do if your reasonable standards aren't met. Enforcing boundaries can be scary for men who fear losing the girl. You might think, if I call her out or say I'm not okay with something, she'll leave me. But here's the hard truth. If respecting yourself drives her away, then she was never going to respect you enough to stay anyway. High-quality women actually want a man with boundaries. It signals that you have options and principles, that you're not so desperate for love that you'll accept bad behavior. On the other hand, a woman who wants a man she can completely control and who will tolerate any mistreatment is not a partner. She's looking for a victim. When you calmly and firmly enforce your standards, something interesting happens. The right woman will adjust her behavior and respect you more. She'll realize that you value yourself, and that makes you more valuable in her eyes. The wrong woman will throw a fit, blame you, or leave, which only shows she was wrong for you from the start. Either outcome is better than living as a doormat. Remember, every time you overlook serious disrespect or cross your own boundaries to please her, you chip away at your own dignity, and she loses a bit of attraction for you. She might take advantage for a while, but she cannot truly love or admire a man who won't stand up for himself. Setting boundaries, when done right, isn't about anger or ultimatums yelled in the heat of a fight. It's often as simple as stating your expectation once and acting on it if it's violated. No drama needed. For instance, if she keeps canceling last minute, you might say calmly, "It disappoints me when you cancel plans on short notice. I understand things come up, but if it keeps happening, I just won't make plans with you in the future." Then, if she flakes again, you stop asking her out. She will get the message. Either she respects your time going forward, or she fades out of your life. Having boundaries communicates self-worth. It shows you are willing to walk away from someone, no matter how attractive, if they don't treat you to the standard you expect. That is incredibly attractive to women who are tired of men who let themselves be used. A man with boundaries is a man who can lead, who can protect, and who can make tough decisions. It signals maturity and self-respect, and it forces a woman to decide, either rise to meet your standards or leave. In both cases, you win, because you either cultivate a healthier relationship built on mutual respect, or you remove a toxic person from your life. You may have noticed how these 5 rules reinforce each other. A man who values himself naturally won't tolerate disrespect. A man with confidence to lead also tends to remain composed because he trusts himself. Someone who has control over his emotions is less likely to overshare or seek validation. These traits form a coherent picture, the image of a high-value man. When you embody all of these qualities, you become the flame that attracts women effortlessly. It's important to stress that these rules only truly work if you internalize them. If you try to fake confidence or pretend not to be needy, while inside you're still the same desperate guy, women will sense the inconsistency. You can't hide neediness or insecurity for long. It seeps through in moments of pressure. That is why the real journey here is developing yourself. Build a life that you love, and you'll naturally chase women less. Pursue goals that matter to you, and you'll have more confidence and purpose, making it easier to lead and harder to rattle your emotions. The aim is not to play a part, but to genuinely become the man who embodies these principles. When you do, something remarkable happens. You stop worrying about attracting women at all. You know your worth, you enjoy your life, and paradoxically, that is when women are most drawn to you. You won't feel the need to impress every woman you meet, and that very lack of neediness is attractive. You'll also find that these rules naturally filter the right women into your life and the wrong ones out. A woman who is healthy and confident herself will appreciate your self-respect, your leadership, your emotional stability. She will find it refreshing to be with a man who doesn't need constant reassurance and who holds himself to high standards. A toxic or incompatible woman, on the other hand, will be repelled by your newfound backbone and independence. And that's a good thing. It saves you from wasting time on someone who would only bring drama or disrespect. In the end, living by these principles isn't just about getting the girl. It's about being a man you can respect in the mirror. The side effect of that self-development is that women naturally find you more appealing. You become, as we said, the flame, bright, warm, and self-sustaining, rather than the moth desperately seeking light elsewhere. The choice is yours. Keep chasing in circles and hoping for scraps of attention, or step back, build your value, and let the right person come into your orbit. If you found these unspoken rules eye-opening or helpful, consider sharing this message with a friend who might need it. And remember to subscribe for more insights on building genuine confidence and strength. True attraction starts within. Cultivate that, and everything else will fall into place.